put out by one of them.
Okay, so we just commenced this discussion. What for you is a sticking point that you feel must be projected to guide the discussion?
Well, two issues here. Issue one has to do with the non-engagement. And then the issue two has to do with why we were not in the chamber. So on issue one, after the second Supreme Court ruling, even prior to that, efforts were made by me to reach out to the system. And then I agree that political opponents are stopped politically and with common sense and no law. I agree. It is only when it is getting out of hand that you would have to take a legal step. And that is what I did in all of it. Now, Mr. Speaker knows that I tried to take out, apart from all states, the Council of State members, reached out, peace council, including some prominent who I don't have their president.
I don't know if it is us hearing you here in the studio, but your line is getting really bad, and we must hear you.
You can't hear me? Is it better?
It's clean now. It's clean now. Okay, so we are talking about the point of consultation.
The point of consultation, very well. I'm saying that after the second ruling by the Supreme Court, I reached out severally to Mr. Speaker. He wouldn't pick my call. I drove to his gate. He was there. They told me he was asleep. I went there again. He was not ready to receive. Apart from that, council members reached out to him, including the council members and prominent people who I don't have their permission to mention that engaged me. And the understanding was that Mr. Speaker has been listening to all of them, that he had played the ruling, and that even after he expressed his opinion on the House floor, he still referred to me as majority leader. So I have nothing to worry. In fact, one very prominent chief urged upon me to go back to Mr. Speaker again. I shouldn't give up. I went again to his gate. I reported back. The chief was doing this call between myself and Speaker. And then eventually, Mr. Speaker told that prominent chief that he was busy with those guests who were visiting him and that we should make it on Monday. Monday morning, my deputy and I, he gave us time, 10 o'clock. My deputy and I visited his office. He was not there. We waited the whole day. He couldn't make time. We reported back to the prominent chief. And the chief got back to him. He said, oh, he has seen our calls and that he was busy. So he'll make time for us. I said, no problem. The understanding was that, in fact, he was even going to recall Parliament without recourse to our application so that it will be neater. That was the understanding we had. We said, no problem. Now we said, get your people to go back to their seat, which was the only issue outstanding. Mr. Speaker again assured the Council of State and these prominent chiefs that it is no problem and that the sitting arrangement is the responsibility of the clerk, not his responsibility. I said, okay, no problem, we agree. We waited upon him thinking that we were going to recall Parliament the next day, Wednesday. It didn't happen. Then he traveled out of the country and issued a statement on his way that Parliament be recalled the next week, Thursday, which was 7th of November. We had no problem with that. We continued to reach out. When he came back on Wednesday, when he came, I think he came back on Tuesday. His press conference was on Wednesday. He came back on Tuesday. Council of State met us on Tuesday and said that they had an appointment with Mr. Speaker on Wednesday so that we can all discuss and then get the other side to go back to their seat. And we said, okay. Then on the Wednesday, Mr. Speaker himself, the Drabin came to Accra. He avoided meeting the Council of State chairman. And then he said he was going to do a press conference. We sat in our offices waiting that Mr. Speaker will make time for all of us to sit down, only for him to do his press conference rather unreconciliatory language, attacking the president, the judiciary, and all. Anyway, let's let this slide. The next day, Thursday morning, there were two issues, two programs. One, we had to interview some applicants for the position of clerk to parliament. Atu Forson is a member of the committee. I am a member of the committee. He, Mr. Speaker, was chairing it. And we were waiting for Mr. Asedun Katia, who was also a member of the board, and he was flying in from Kumasi. At the same time, we had a caucus meeting. So I told the clerk that, look, we were waiting. Mr. Speaker too was in office. That meeting had not started. So I was going to the caucus meeting, and the NDP officer, so I had get up there. Now, look, I don't any confusion chaos they came back. Clerk, Mr. Speaker says that you are responsible for the arrangement this chamber. Have you done the needful? Clerk, at table show that if I should say it out, all our names in nicely arranged.
Okay, so the part you are getting to, the part you are getting to is not new information, because during you have made that clear to all of us. I want to ask a few questions.